So now let's jump into the men's 100 meters. Our track is, I don't know. I don't even know where to start. Let me first by saying this.
Yeah.
Me get rub out. Christopher Goodison from Dynamic Speed Track Club decided to find me. Listen, I was one little small thing about a crowd of people. I'm telling you, you could barely see me. But he's found me, Trackies, and he said, all week me I watch you, I don't, me man. Me see you don't, Ackeem. And I said, I'm sorry. He said, I accept your apology before you tell me. I was like, oh my gosh. Trackies, what a men's 100 meter finals. But before we get into the men's 100 meter finals, let's start by telling you about the actual semi. Because literally, you know, what was happening in the semi led up to what happened in the finals.
In the final, I agree.
Right? So, in the semi-finals, we had heat 1. Oblique Seville took it 9.84. Looking like he was ready to run 9.6. I'm telling you, I saw Oblique Seville look. How much you know me I call 9.6 for Oblique? No. He showed everybody tonight at 9.84. If people never believe him could run 9.6, that race tonight showed that he could run 9.6.
The 9.84, the 9.83.
The 9.84.
The 9.84, okay.
Yeah. 9.84, because people still don't believe he can run 9.6. I mean, he hasn't run it yet.
He hasn't run it yet, but you know, you can see potential.
You can see potential.
I can see potential.
A lot of people believe that 9.6 tonight because of this performance is 9.84.
I agree. You saw he was trying to reel in the speed but could not.
Yeah. Ooh. And in second place behind him running a new personal best was Bryan Level, 9.94, and in third place was Rohan Watson, 10.00 seconds. Those are the 3 that made it in automatically, and the only 3 that made it in from this particular race, because the non-automatic qualifiers came from semi-final number 2. But a lot of people started to wonder, could Oblique actually defeat
Kishane Thompson?
Yes. Could Oblique actually defeat Kishane Thompson? If he executes a good race, would he be able to defeat him? Well, Kishane decided to answer that. Not today. Not today, brother, because he came out, the clock stopped at 9.76. 9.76 seconds. That's what the clock stopped at. It was adjusted to 9.80. But that's what the clock, and we're like, okay,
yes,
you go one, I can go one better.
And he Oblique equaled the world lead with 9.84.
Right, and
Kishane took it
set
right back.
a new world lead with that. So that was crazy. In second place was Cajun Golson coming through. I saw somebody post on Twitter, Cajun kick with some man foot. He definitely did.
He did.
I didn't have Cajun making it into the finals. I can just say that. Very plain and clear. And he made it in with a 10.05 seconds. Ackeem Blake surprised me. Shocking, because I thought this was an easy second for him. He was third, 10.05 seconds. So at this point, Mr. said, Lord Jesus,
what's going to happen
for
him?
The whole week we've been talking about the men's 100 meters, and we're saying, look here, Ackeem. Looks so hot, it look like so Oblique Seville, not Oblique Seville. Bryan Level. Right, Bryan Level is coming for your spot. And that semi-final run was not giving us any confidence.
He didn't give us any confidence.
At that point, we write him off. I'm not lie to you. We write him off. I won't tell him, say, all right, it's time I see you.
Sorry, Ackeem, my boss. Sorry, my boss.
Look here, I'm telling you, the track is, me get dressed up. You see it, me get dressed up, but I loved it. I love when people hold you accountable.
Yes.
But to be clear, let me just remind everybody what I said, just in case people forget. In my preview, I said that I had Ackeem Blake running a new personal best, and I had him running that 9.8 mid. The only way that Bryan Level was going to beat him is if he can match that.
Faster.
So, or if he runs slower. So if Ackeem Blake runs slower, that's the only way he's going to beat him. But as long as he runs that fast, then yeah, he's taking that third place, spot. But me not telling no lie. When me see the semi-final, me say, it's an seal. Mr. It's and see it don't understand. Look here, Ackeem is not getting onto this individual team. Ackeem say, oh, what, where and when?
What, where and when?
Anyway, before we get to the finals, I'm down the 2 other men that qualified. So Raheem Ford qualified to the finals, 10.06.
And can I say,
and Boaji,
yes,
Boaji and crewmate qualified 10.06.
Oh, 06. Okay, yes.
So it was the 2 times were separated by thousands. So the 10.05, Kadrian and Ackeem clocked the same time, and Raheem and Boaji clocked the same time, separated by the thousands.
Yes, and Raheem has always been among
a dark horse, kind of, because he never really shows you anything. Then he just pops up at the trials ready.
And
like, I've never seen anybody being able to do this so well. Just pop up at the trials and run well.
And ready. And then,
okay, let's go back to Heat 1 because I didn't mention this. one of the athletes that I was looking to make it into the finals, Sandra Davison, did not start. And so from right off the bat, I was gutted and I was wondering what was going on, because I was definitely looking forward to him, one, making the finals, and two, running a new personal best. Many people remember me saying I had him going sub 10. And yes, track is, unfortunately, it wasn't to be. I actually met him. He literally stopped me. I was busily having a conversation and he said, T, and I was like, because he's this tall. Trackis, he's this tall. He's a whole 6'5", and I'm a little itsy bitsy bopper. And you know, I don't really want to share too much of what he said, but you know, he said he pulled out because of some issues that was going on with him, and you could tell that he was gutted. Trackis, 100%. And honestly, I just told him, keep working. Your time is going to come. You have to put the work in. But I told him this isn't the end for him.
Never.
He needs to just keep on, pushing. He has amazing talent. Man talented can don't. Oh my gosh, and he's such a sweet soul.
He's nice. Yeah, he is.
Sweet soul.
And yes, he is. And I did, while I marveled at the fact that he did so well in the East, despite opening his
at the
season
Racers Grand Prix.
At the Racers Grand Prix, I did wonder why he took so long. And I do wonder if it could be because of those same injury
concerns. Well, he did switch clubs, not so long ago as well. So, that could have pushed his season back.
But
you don't know.
that is true.
Right. So, I'm not really 100% sure why he, started his season so late. But honestly, I'm just wishing him all the best. And I'm hoping that everything falls into place for him going forward. That being said, Trackies, let's jump on over to the men's 100-meter finals, because it got down. One piece of drama, one piece of baga. Oblique Civil took to the line, Trackies, and all hell broke loose.
All hell broke loose.
Oblique Civil put his hand up and said stop, and start walk up and down and start feel pain everywhere.
Yes.
Everybody was sending their gobsmack like, what is going on? What is going on? Mind you, Trackies, the other track athletes are there getting cold. So I'm looking and I'm saying to myself, is the Oblique Civil going to run? What's going on here?
And it seemed at certain points he was going to walk off, but it's like something kept telling him, I'm going to try. And I think he listened to that voice, and, well, we're about to tell the results.
I mean, honestly, I'm wondering if it was something mental. And I'm just being honest. Because if you were injured, let's just be clear. If you're literally injured, Tia Clayton injured, would he be able to run that race? Remember, he didn't get a good start.
No,
and
not
he
at all.
ran back down the field.
He started putting at about 40 meters.
Let's be clear. He ran down Ackeem Blake to get back into second place.
Yes.
So is that Ackeem Blake injured?
No.
Not Ackeem Blake, sorry. Is that Oblique Civil injured?
Honestly.
Okay, yes, no more. No answer. They don't have to
We'll
answer.
keep that one for another time.
The point of this track is, it was one big hoopla, and maybe 5 to 10 minutes later the race actually went off.
Away from the men's 100 final, Kishane takes it all over.
And taking the win was Kishane Thompson, running a new personal best,
world lead.
New world lead. He already set a new world lead,
stadium record.
But another world lead, and of course, the stadium record, 9.75 seconds. I was like, oh my gosh. Did I just witness that?
Yes.
I told him, say 9.6 are going
9.6 is
just wait for world championships.
See, we have 2 runners that could go 9.6. And they both qualified for the world championships.
Oblique just need to sort out whatever is going on with Oblique.
I agree.
Come ready.
Come ready.
Listen, I'm excited. I'm excited for the World Championships. I'm excited for Kishane. Kishane is definitely the man of the hour. Not only being able to navigate, just running fast and still being able to execute. Remember, he was also held up. Mentally, that can throw you off.
That can.
Mentally, it can throw you off. And he didn't allow it to throw him off. He still came out and clocked at 9.75 seconds.
Can I say something?
That is what you need, that people like those championship mentality.
Can I say something to you? At the Olympics, they were held up. And we know the result.
And it threw him off.
And this time around, he's been accountable. He was held up, and he still won. he ran 9:75.
Yeah.
And that's what I respect about Kishane. He works on himself.
No, he acknowledges.
He acknowledges. Yes.
You can't fix what you don't acknowledge.
I agree.
And that's the problem with a lot
He's
of athletes.
accountable.
They don't want to hear it. They don't want to acknowledge when they have certain problems. So if you point it out, they say, "Oh, no, go so." So one thing I like about Kishane is that he acknowledges his faults
and he
is
works on
willing
them.
to work on them. He lets you know it's not going to be fixed overnight, and I'm very well not expecting it to be fixed overnight. So I'm really excited seeing the fact that he was able to still come out and run so fast, given the fact that the race was held up for God knows how long.
And he ran through the line.
It felt like forever.
He ran through the line.
And he ran through the line. So really, really excited. Him run a roy boy. As a matter of fact. Him run the whole stadium. Run the whole stadium him go. I swear to you. At least halfway. I don't know where he stopped, but by the time I look at Kishane, the way run a yonder. You know what I mean? So
yes.
That was awesome. But guess the surprise track is. Get the surprise. Oblique Seville, as I said, after all the shenanigans, pulls up and runs a 9.83 seconds. 9.83 seconds to finish second, in that race, overhauling an Ackeem Blake. But I'm not saying like Ackeem Blake said, no, did I count me out?
I'm leaving you with something.
No, did I count me out? How dare Uno? Uno see Bryan level run 2 little fast race. And Uno just dash me away. When I walk and look here, look here. Mr. Goodness looked at me and said, "We are wagonists." And I was like, it's not an organized situation, but we're excited for his new talent and the talent that is coming through. You know what I mean? So it was really, really good seeing Ackeem Blake come through and run in 9.88 seconds, equaling his personal best. I said he would take his personal best to end up in third, and he literally ran
that's what
that.
he did.
So, listen, that's what you needed to do. He needed to place, and he placed. Absolutely fantastic. And one thing the manager for the meets for Dynamics said is that Ackeem knows how to manage rounds.
He does.
All he needs to do is get to the next round, and that's what he did in the semi. He got to the next round. Look here, he starts. He blew everyone out of the water with that start. I was like, oh my gosh! Everybody had to come get him. Kishane got him, and Oblique also got him. But guess what?
Nobody else.
He needed third. That was enough.
That was it.
That was enough. So kudos and congratulations to him for pulling off that third place.
And let me add, when we're giving our analysis or giving predictions, we have to do so knowing that we love these athletes, but we have to be authentic. We have to let fans know this is what we think based off of what's happened. And while we gave a prediction that a coach, for example, might not have been happy about it, but then that leaves our athlete to say, okay, you might have counted me out, but let me show you why I am who I am.
No,
and I think he did that
to me all the time, even recently, when I've been saying that Oblique Seville has a talent to challenge Kishane. Everyone's like, oh, all of a sudden you no longer love Kishane.
Likewise.
Like, look here, y'all need to stop. I love Kishane. That's not going to change.
Never.
But I can acknowledge Oblique Seville's talent, and he's a talented young man. I just need him to get whatever is going on upstairs, and Uno can't beat me. I don't know what. I think something is going on, and I definitely think that race costs, in my opinion, Bryan Level. Bryan Level actually finished last in the race, where he ran 10.43 seconds. Didn't get a start, and and he just jogged through the race. Personally, I thought what happened with an Oblique Seville threw him off. I definitely thought it threw him off. And if that did not happen in the race, then who knows what could have happened for him. But guess what? These are all experiences that he'll be able to learn from and wheel and come again.
Agreed.
But I really wonder, why is it that they decided to hold the race up that long? I'm just saying. I want Oblique Seville to compete. I want him to run, but at the end of the day, Oblique cannot go anywhere else, and that's going to happen.
That is true. That is true.
That's not going to happen any other place.
That is true.
So we need to make sure that the athletes are running under the same conditions that we expect globally. So when you turn up our world championships, if something them now will
They're not going to hold the
They're
race
taking you out of the race. You know what I mean? So
I agree.
that was a really interesting decision. But as I said, I do believe that the athletes suffered as a result, aka Bryan Level. Who knows what could have happened to Kishane? I'm glad that he's been able to work through whatever mental disappointments he had back in 2024. And right those wrongs. And guess what? As a matter of fact, I'm glad it happened, for him at least.
Yes.
Because it prepares him for.
It's preparing.
Some foolish just won a world championship.
We know.
You already know.
At least.
Ready.
Yes.
Nothing can
975 or faster.
Nothing can throw him off.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But anyway, that's our thoughts. I'm here with Albert. Me never beats him up track is.
Oh my God! Listen, I love T. I love T.
T is a darling.
She is.
I
She
might
is.
look like a little rabbit, but I'm actually a darling.
She is.
Anyway, guys.
Support T. Like, subscribe.
All right, guys.